Yo, yes, we're back at it again. This is episode 17. Welcome to the Playground Chat, guys. My name is Chuma. I'm with my brother.
I'm Luthando Ntshinga. Welcome to the Playground Chat, the best sports cast in the land.
Yes, sir.
We're back with number 17, brother. How you doing?
I'm alright. Hey,
How you doing?
I'm alright, bro. I'm good. Relaxed weekend. Back with we're trying to the support is crazy. Thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, thank you for sharing, guys. We really appreciate it. We appreciate also like you guys are engaging now, so we also appreciate that a lot. Keep doing it. Like we anything you guys have creatively to give us a boost on like what to do on the show, on the episode, and things to add. We'd appreciate that on the comment section. Bro, there's no wrong idea. We're also growing, so we'll take everything as we can. But everything's been good, man. Episode 17, it's been a minute. How you been, bro?
I've been alright, man, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
You came to come watch our game yesterday. We got a heavy defeat. I think, from my perspective as the coach, I'm a little bit in two places at the moment, because when you're starting something a bit different, there will be the teething stage. However, I feel there's certain things habits that we're not getting over, and that is leading me to think we need to go back to basics. But it is what it is. We move on. I can't keep dwelling on it. I need to find solutions for the future. If I want to be successful, if you want to be successful, we need to know that. But yeah, other than that, bro, it is what it is. It's just a fucking hot day today. Excuse the lingo, but it is that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's get into it.
Get into it. Episode 17, guys. Bigger sports cast. We're about sports. So we don't want any, involved in politics or anything like that. We don't want to be involved in that. It's just a little bit of an open-ended question. But getting into one political motive that's been circling around, and this, my brother was getting cooked for it. It's one of the shocking statements that we've heard this past week. Before we get into football, there's just a few things that we just need to cover. I just want to hear your opinion of Jamie Carragher saying on Sky Sports that at the Afcon cup competition is maybe, just to summarize everything, is not at the same level as the Copa America and the Euros.
Before I answer that, what do you think about it? Before I answer it.
Look, there's nothing to think about. If Copa is at the same level as Euros, there's no reason for Afcon to not be the same level as Euros. And why is Euros the standard? That's another thing. So, because me, watching football, playing in Africa, growing up in Africa, I think the football that we play here is a little bit more difficult coming from constraints that are outside the actual football pitch. There's a lot more things that you're dealing with before you even go kick a ball, So going into that and actually performing, and winning all the accolades and stuff like that, that just shows that you're one of a kind, you're truly special, So for me, Euros have always been given the firstborn, lenience. Maybe because the top players played in that setting. So I see the reasoning behind why the Euros should be the standard. But to say that Afcon is not up to that same standard, that's there's a little bit of hypocrisy for me, especially coming from Jamie Carragher. He is very hypocritical. But do you have a take on that? Yeah. Got you. Yeah.
It's easy, bro. It's hard, guys. I need to keep hydrated. To me, I've been listening a lot to this. And the people have been saying about it. A lot of Africans have been hitting out to Jamie Carragher. And I think there is a level of disrespect to the African Cup of Nations, African Champions League, any CAF competition. And I did allude to that a little bit earlier in one of our earlier episodes. But for me, I feel like I'm going to be a little bit off by saying I think Jamie Carragher is somewhat right.
Mm-hmm.
Because we allow him to have these stances and be right. Yes, we up in arms, but what do I mean by allowing? I mean, every year, or every 2 years, or every 3 years that the African Cup of Nations happens, it's the same every year we pick the best player in Africa, right? African Player of the Year.
Yes.
Now sometimes that African Player of the Year is the same year as an Afcon.
Yeah.
And the best player in Afcon is never the best player in Africa. Where do we gauge the best player in Africa? Where must be the best African player?
In the Afcon, yeah.
Where do we gauge it? Where does
maybe like in Champions League and
in Europe.
Yeah.
So if we ourselves are going to say the guy playing in Europe is better than this guy who played here and won with us, then what are we saying to these guys to think about? I think that's what I'm saying. I was okay, I get why we up in arms with Jamie, but us as Africans, we look down upon our own competition by not even realizing we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Small thing. Afcon is in January. Same year, Salah's Egypt goes out in the group stage, for example, making an example, and the Ivory Coast win it, or Cameroon win it with players that are not doing as well as Salah in the league. Salah's still going to win the African, you know what I mean? Because we as Africa are saying, you do better in Europe, you're better than us in Africa.
Okay.
So if we are saying that, then who are they not to think that way? Also, I think Jamie Carragher it was a little bit disrespectful, because for Ndongalazi, Boleta Nukulu, Nkomo. So for Nkomo, Teta, but at the same time, I see what it means, and I think the co-hosts who were next to him were trying to show him that, hey, maybe word it in another way, and I think he would have worded it in another way, but I feel it's an overall disrespect. When you hear of people who live in England or in Spain talking about trying to watch African Cup of Nations games, they say some games start 20 minutes in. That's when they switch it on the TV. They would rather play the last 20 minutes of Bold or Days or whatever soapy they have on that side than play the CAF Champions League. So, I mean, even Afcon. So, let alone the CAF Champions League, you know? So, I think also us as Africans, we need to start putting our competitions on a higher pedestal. And I think on this show, we need to start to do that as well. And invite people who are fabric of our local scene so that we can also be part of bettering the problem that we have. I mean, the disrespect needs to stop.
Shout out to all the great players, George Weah, Samuel Eto'o, Didier Drogba, Yaya Tourés, and your Sadio Mane's, etc. John Obi Mikel's. There's a lot of players that played in the Afcon. You guys, Can
I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Remember when Morocco went to the semi-final?
In the World Cup.
What did they say? They did it for who?
What do you mean?
Who did they say they did it for? Like you said, we would win and we would be doing it for Africa. What did they say they would?
I don't know.
We were doing it for the Arab nations.
Oh.
They don't feel like they're African. So why do you think it's fair that Salah wins that if he doesn't win Africa? I don't know. I feel like
you think
a lot of people in that region.
You think there's a division within Africa?
A lot of people in the north.
It's all systematic though. But that's a different chat. That's a different chat.
The organization of North Africa is another chat.
Jamie Carragher, shout out for bringing that up. You just exposed yourself, and yeah, everyone knew that you were low key on the R word, né? But we know now.
Yeah, but 100%. Also, like I said, the racism is just there.
It's there. It's right there in front of you. It's on Sky Sports. It's like, wow. Anyways, moving on. Jose Mourinho is seeking 1,907,000 of damages. He says he's calling it moral damages from Galatasaray. Remember, Jose Mourinho was a quote unquote Galatasaray said that after a draw or win, the bench of the team started quote unquote said Jose Mourinho said they were acting like monkeys, and they took offense to that and they wanted to take him to court and all of that, tried to sue him. In trying to sue Jose Mourinho,
Were they though?
yeah, they were actively trying to sue him.
No, what were they?
What?
Acting like monkeys.
Man,
Is it racist?
they were probably.
It's racist if it's true.
I think they were just loud. I don't think they were all black. I think they were just loud, and it was just a mixture of people.
Exactly. So I'm saying, is it racist if it's true?
That's what I'm saying, but yes, my thing with Gather Tessera, I think they just went for the wrong approach.
It's their rivals. They're just trying to.
But going lawyer way, Drake way, is never the good way. Yeah. Bro? So with them trying to attack or use that that bit of information to try and attack his personal side, Jose took offense to that, and now he's seeking moral damages. An interesting fact is the reason why he's suing them 1,907,000 is that Fene Blanche was founded in 907. So anyway, just to break it down, this 1,907,000 Turkish lira, I just need to break it down. It is 41,500 British pounds. So it sounds like a lot in Turkish lira, but it's 45,000 pounds, and it's literally 987,000 rand. So I think for you people that want to leave South Africa and saying that there's a lot happening, Turkey, the exchange rate in Turkey, one Turkish lira is 0.51 cent.
So it's 50 cent, half.
Yeah, half. So 50. So if you want to leave South Africa, go to Turkey. I'm talking to the people that have
take your bird, save up your bird, help your bird get that, BBW, you know what I mean? And then go to Turkey, then you've been to Europe. Not me. Let's go, dog. Let's go to Turkey, dog.
Nah. I don't want to go there.
Nah, let's go to Turkey, dog. Like that mixture of... I'm going to get you in trouble.
New rule alert in the Premier League. If goalkeeper holds the ball for 8 seconds, the ref awards a corner to the opposing team.
That's nice.
There's a new rule.
But it's supposed to be indirect free kick after 6. That's what the old rule FIFA was.
So they're doing a corner kick. And Gerard Piqué spoke on that because they were asking, what do you think about the new rule? He's like, he would want to add like a little bit more and make it that if it's 0-0 on both teams, no points for each team. Because you just brought the fans to come watch nothing. So no team.
So
as long as they go, even if it's 1-1, then you get
1 point.
But if it's 0-0, then it's
you get nothing.
nothing. Both of you all go. It's a good
crazy stats.
It's a nice one.
People have to come out to score goals.
You have to. Yeah, bro?
But that's the end of Italian coaches.
Because they throw. Okay. I'm gonna get into the Raju one when we talk about the FA.
What would happen in the PSL?
If there was 0-0.
Yo, they'll be playing teams with 3 points all season.
Yeah, no. That rule, I think they must just try it out in Europe first.
In the next generation.
Yeah, they must just try it out and see. I think it's a good rule.
Remember, I want the golden goal rule to come back.
Nah.
People say golden goal is unfair. Me, I think it's fair. We drive for 90 minutes and let's go about penalties. Oh, my word. I think it's because I'm coach. There's nothing more frustrating than losing on penalties.
Oh, and a coaching perspective. Yeah, because penalties, it literally can go either way. You just have to score, literally. So when I lose on FIFA, get penalties, I'm like, it's penalties. Yeah, well, I don't care.
I like golden goal. Golden goal is a good idea. Because I've seen sometimes in early extra time, the team scores. And then later on extra time, the other team scores 2 goals. Why did we have this whole time? The match is supposed to be over. I score now at the extra time.
Done.
Let's save the energy for another day, guys. We get it. We have a lot of matches. What do you mean?
Fair. That's it on just the local stuff that I was just murmuring around Twitter. I felt like we just needed to touch on that. On to the FA Cup. FA Cup first game, Crystal Palace beat Millwall 3-1. Crystal Palace suffered an injury to one of their star players. I think he was right now sitting on 14 or 12 goals for the season. Jean-Philippe Mateta gets a heavy hit from keeper Liam Roberts. Liam Roberts from Millwall. Direct red card. I think he got 25 stitches. I was reading on the team confirmed Ntshinga got 25 stitches around his ear, and yeah, but he's okay. Very serious injury though, like everything, the impact. I feel like that guy should get at least the ban or something because that was reckless. If you look at the replay,
He should. He should get a ban. He also should get a beating.
now they already got the 3-1 beat.
Not him.
No, him.
He should have got punched in the face for that because he was doing it on purpose in my eyes. But where else could you? Why would you do that? Why would you foot and jump? He was like,
he's a tall bro. He's quite a tall bro. Yeah.
So if your boot is here, then you were trying to take my head off. So I think the only natural reaction is to put him in a rear naked choke. Yeah, that would have leveled the playing field immediately. But let's go.
Bournemouth beat Wolves in penalties 5-4. Another incident happening in that game. Cunha scores a screamer. And then he gets a red card.
Typical Brazilian.
Cunha is Brazilian. Oh, okay. Never knew.
Typical Brazilian mentality. You know, the Richarlison thing.
Anger.
Favelas. Scratching his head. When you start to ruffle him up, the favelas switch on. You know? It was Adriano's birthday, for example, the other day, this week. And people were playing me, other people, like, you know, the algorithm was playing me all of his goals and stuff like that. He also had a favela problem. Yes, he was a bit different. His dad died, whatever, but favelas have started speaking to you. They go crazy, man. So Cunha, great player, but it's crazy.
He's got a 4-match ban. Still pending. Very sad news for Wolves, man, because I feel like they really depend on Cunha, and he's like the go-to guy. They really depend on Cunha. Without Cunha, it's literally a problem.
His goal came from nothing.
He just shot it from nothing. Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a big run-up. It was just one pan.
Cunha, fix your favela issues, bro. Man City go to Plymouth and beat them convincingly 3-1. The little kids were enjoying themselves on their game. Newcastle versus Brighton today. How do you think that game goes about? Newcastle's coming from a defeat in the past 2 games, and Brighton have been winning.
I think Newcastle win was the cup game. I think Isaac scores maybe 2.
No, he's injured. He was out for the game also.
Sorry, changing my pick. Brighton win. There's no way.
That was against Liverpool. That's what happened against Liverpool. Isak is injured. I'm like, how is Isak injured? The one bro you want to see play Liverpool is injured.
They don't win that Isak. So Brighton go through maybe 1-2-1.
2-1. Man United versus Fulham.
Fulham.
Straight.
Fulham. 3-0.
Actually, touching on that United, there's a lot of... I've been hearing a lot of people, pundits, talking about why is it that players leave United and start playing. Wan-Bissaka left and he's doing quite okay at West Ham. We were looking at glimpses of Rashford again at Aston Villa. He's trying to get his groove back. You know, what's going on? Why are players... Hey, Anthony.
Scoring volleys.
Sorry, guys. Wait, let me public service announcement. Look. The thing is, he did. You know what? He did it in Madrid. That's my problem. You doing it. You becoming the best player while Vini and Mbappe are playing on the same field as you, and the same day in the same game. Man, no, you still trash, but I see you. Let me just put it like that. Anthony, I see you, madam.
I think Anthony's United is that toxic girlfriend. That toxic girl that every boyfriend that she ever goes with ends up miserable and in trouble. And then when the guy leaves, ends up successful and a millionaire. Man United is an old school hoe from the hood that needs to get relegated to come back better. That's what I think. Man United is done, perpetually done. I don't think they'll ever be where they want to be unless there's a major overhaul.
No,
they're cutting costs.
They're cutting costs.
They're being different, and I don't know, man. For me, United, they can sign whoever. They just, as an institution, washed up. They're a washed up institution, and they need to fix it fundamentally. I mean, Canacho has a falling out with the manager over what he posts. How many times has Canacho posted the wrong thing? Why are we going to continue to have the same conversation? You play for Man United, and there's no one in the changing room who says, hey, you fucker, you play for Man United. It's the same problem that Mourinho has brought onto our team, and Todd Bowley then have put onto our club. You know, mediocrity and filth. David Moyes killed Man United. Todd Bowley has killed Chelsea.
Well, that's it on the football side of my side. On your side, what's been happening? Hey, I've heard a lot of bad news.
It's been a bad weekend. Like I said, I'm more pansy. Besides my personal club losing, Orlando Pirates. Oh, by the way, we moved on to Ikasi Flavor. Who is it? Orlando Pirates lost 2-0 yesterday against Mourinho Gallants. That's it. That's it. I don't think there is a team well equipped enough to beat Sundown. Yes, TX Galaxy pulled a shocker, but the only other team I see now maybe beating Sundown is Cape Town City in Cape Town. Or maybe Stellenbosch in Cape Town. On a windy day in Cape Town. Otherwise, it's over. Pirates lost against a Gallant side that should be 2 or 3 levels below them, and proved that the South African Premier League has become the Mamelodi Sundowns Premiership. This is going to be, I think, 11 in a row or 12 in a row if they win it when they win it this season.
12 in a row. Wait, league?
Yes.
That's childish, bro. Actually, did you know this? 12 in a row? No. You play. You guys play. Search it. There's no way. No. That's too long, bro. That's too long. Maybe 8. Oh no, maybe 7. Yo, but that's a lot still, man. Yo, Sundowns, chill out, bro. What's going on? They got that Man City. But for me, I mean, they can afford Brazilians, bro. Think about it. If you're a club and can afford a Brazilian, I mean, I'd also make a shock move.
Yeah, Ribeiro. Moving on, talking about the Bala section. Ribeiro played yesterday. They played against Ribeiro's side. Mamelodi Sundowns played against Amakos Ghazi. And man, Lucas Ribeiro's goal. Wow.
The touch.
Wow, the touch and the bang finish. Amazing. So here we go. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 11 or 10 in a row these people have won. They've won every league title since 2014. That's 10 years ago. They've won all 10 of those. What are we doing here? This is the Mamelodi Sundowns Premiership. And the sooner we realize that we are just, training for them in the Champions League, the better. Pirates need to now focus on the Champions League. They need to make sure that they win all the Champions League games and they play anyone in the league. The only thing that saves Ribeiro's job, I like Ribeiro, only thing that saves his job is Champions League. If he doesn't win us the Champions League, doesn't win us the league, Nedbank Cup and Top Cup knockout at 8 is not enough anymore. It's not enough, man. This is making our league unpleasant because you know what's going to happen. It's probably the least odds to bet for Sundowns winning the league. It's probably
that's
more likely for Bayer Leverkusen to beat Bayern than it is for Pirates to beat Sundowns. And we need to be realistic with each other now. It's just acres ahead of us.
Bro, I did not know this. Nah, man, we are turning into... a Nigerian league where they always
Let
have
me
that
move
one
on
team.
quickly. Let me move on quickly. No, but speaking, great mentioning that. Speaking about that, I was hearing this other podcast. I won't mention names, but they were speaking about South African players, and they were saying South African players, their best player. Who's the best player? Who's the best player? Benny Makati. You know, in a derogatory way, talking about football, saying we have an imaginary rivalry with Nigeria. You know, and I think the Nigerians need to understand something on a larger landscape. We don't have to go outside of South Africa to make money playing football. We don't have to go through countries and lie about our age and play with our younger brother's passport that got made 15 years after I was born. We don't have to do that. We don't do those things. We are a developed country. We are not from the third world. So when you compare each other, you must compare with that notion. You know, the best goalkeeper in Africa for the first time comes from a South African team playing in South Africa. Tell me a Nigerian player playing in Nigeria that you would ever put in your Super Eagles team. I think we cannot keep quiet and make humble. There's no humbleness. We finished third in the Afcon with a team that is only 99% South African-based players. So, living proof that the level of South African PSL isn't as bad as we think. Definitely better than the Nigerians. The Nigerians haven't been into the CAF Champions. Tell me when the last Nigerian team has been in the CAF Champions League, semi-final, quarter-final, and Yamba, all of those juju teams. The juju doesn't work. We get smacked there. Doesn't happen. So these guys are talking about guys, Nigerians being so good about it, and then mention Alex Iwobi. Alex Iwobi is as Nigerian, all right, as Beast Mtawarire is South African. That's just the gist of the matter.
Yeah.
He only is Nigerian because his father's Nigerian. Yeah. He's a British boy. Ademola Lukiman, British boy. They captain. They speak none of the 40 languages. 40 languages. I'm sorry I'm going to rant. I have to go on a rant. 40 languages. They speak 0 of those languages. And these are Nigerians. These are the guys you're posting about. That's the fundamental problem. I think that's why we get disrespected in Afcon, going back to that. Because people in Central Africa think because the leagues is trash, it's not our fault you guys are trash. You can't organize at least a 10 million rand yama for your league champions. It's not our fault that all of your teams are Royal AM. It's not our fault, you know?
Corruption issues.
Just Nigerian issues. What do you think would happen? Always something. Always something.
Yeah, they always hating, bro.
But
shout out to my Nigerian friends. It's not against y'all.
I think man, they need to. Last question before we go. They need to explain me this. The only thing that correlates is the Yahoo boys, right up there, right? Scammers. Nigerian national team, under 17 and under 20 champions. Never been to a semi-final or a quarter-final of the World Cup. Balance me. Consistency that scams. When they can scam, it works. When it gets under 17, they're playing 25-year-olds. When they get to under 29-year-olds, they're in first team, but
that's why.
39, got the best, passport 25. What was the team event? That was a team event to the Home Affairs, 30 million kilometers away. We had to perhaps go on a 7. Which was running an end. Anyway, I want to go on to the Serie A. I think the Serie A, we need to mention it once in a while. Yeah. The Serie A is a very exciting league this season. A very exciting league this season. I think it's 1 point. I know it's 1 point between the league leaders on the top. Inter on 58, Napoli on 57, Atalanta on 55. Atalanta had a chance of going to second place yesterday, but played a goalless draw. That would have meant 0 points in PK's world.
Yeah. That's what we needed. But anyways, yeah.
Atalanta drew. Napoli played Inter in the top of the table clash, and they also ended in a draw, 1-1. But that means it remains the same. It's 1 point between Napoli and Inter at the top, and 3 points away from, number three, Atalanta. So
Atalanta's still
season,
in the.
very good year in the series.
What's the points? What are the points?
The points are 58, 58, 57, 55.
That's trash.
But it's only 27 games in.
Oh.
How are we in the Premiership?
Oh, okay. It's the games.
Yeah. Then I'll move on to quickly the UFC. There was a fight night that happened last night. Manel Kape finished one of the prospects, Asu Alamabayev. Sorry. Stopped him in the third round. Manel Kape is proving again that he is a problem in the flyweight division. I did speak about it last week. I did say Manel Kape is good. Cody Brundage fought in the co-main. I don't know why. Sometimes the UFC, I don't know why would you put Cody Brundage. Cody Brundage is, yes, he won, but he will never be anything of a fighter, I guess, in my opinion. I think all roads need to lead to this weekend.
Yeah.
Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev, Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Vasiv, Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Pahamo Dobondes. Great main card. Also some good fights in the prelims. We've got Bobby Green fighting Mauricio Rufy. So we've got a lot of banger fights in UFC 313. What do you think about him? This is your favorite guy, Ankalaev.
Yeah, I think that's the... Look, now it's going to be... For Pereira, it's going to be 4 title defenses. He's going to equal, I think, John Jones in the time span that he's defending this title. Yeah, so Pereira's edging to become one of the greatest. That's how it seems to be. But I feel like... Do you think John Jones is ducking... who's that heavyweight? Heavyweight, the light knockout. Aspinall. Do you think he's ducking him? Like, just be real. Just be real.
I think he's ducking him, but I also think they need to give him an offer he can't refuse. And then John will fight for the money. I mean, these guys are prize fighters. Put the money in their face and they fight.
You think Aspinall?
Give him 10 million. Give Jones 10 million.
What do you think about Aspinall?
Aspinall finishes Jones.
I low-key think that too. That's why he's ducking the fight.
I think Jones hasn't fought somebody really in the heavyweight division who can use their natural size to walk forward and bang. You know, we fought Cyril Gane, who wants to be on the outside. He fought Stipe, who looked old and scared of him. I would have loved Jones to fight Francis. As much as Jones thinks he would have wrestled Francis, I think Francis would have touched him once and knocked him into, Francis would have really hurt him. I think Aspinall finishes him. I think Aspinall is too strong, too big.
He's too strong, he's too big, he's too fast.
And
he's too fast. And he's a wrestler. He can wrestle, I think the way John fights would be perfect for Aspinall. Because Aspinall wants to be...
At heavyweight, he just looks so slow and lethargic and fat. I don't think he's a natural heavyweight. He just added the pounds on top of him to fight at heavyweight. But he just looks fat at heavyweight. He doesn't look big. A natural heavyweight is like, Francis, Aspinall, shredded, natural frame, walk around at 280, has to cut down to 265. You know what I mean? Has to make a heavyweight limit by cutting weight. You weigh in at 255, you think you're going to wrestle fuck Francis. Francis is going to make sure to come in at 265 on the limit and go rehydrate to 270. Be heavy on the hips when you try to take him down. We get tired of taking him down. We can't take him down in the first round, then what?
It's done.
They're going to knock you out eventually. So I feel John Jones is going to get knocked out by Aspinall or Francis if that fight should ever happen. But I think Jones will retire before it does.
Smart move. He's a smart man. He should retire on the next fight that I'm about to talk about. Talking about retiring, actually. There was, are you done with UFC? On to the boxing. Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Davis.
I feel like Roach got robbed.
I was going to read this now. The referee contributed to the fight's outcome by waving off a knockdown in the ninth, when Javante took a knee after getting tagged by a right hand thrown right down the pipe by Roach. After the fight, Tank Davis said he felt he pulled out the victory in the last 3 rounds. However, these were Roach's best rounds of the battle as he was hitting Davis at will with his shots, frustrating him and getting the fans amped up. So talking about what you just said now, in the 9th round, Javante Davis was knocked down, but the ref waved it. So it wasn't counted on the score.
Because he lies and he said there was, what is it? About the grease in the eye.
Oh, no, I didn't hear. He said there's something in his eye.
There was something in the grease in the eye and he needed to stop the fight a bit because there was a grease in his eye.
So he's a fraud.
I've been saying, put him against Shakur. Shakur will drop this guy. After what we saw last week, Stevenson, Tank.
I see Tank retiring.
Crawford will kill Tank.
I see Tank retiring after this. It's a draw. It's one of the scariest things to ever happen.
For me, the only reason why they gave him a draw was they didn't want him to lose. They needed him to be the money fight. Otherwise, Roach gave him a beating.
Roach came through.
Especially in some of the exchanges. It was a very good fight, but I do think Roach aged it. I do. But always says if you want to beat the champion, you have to beat the champion clearly. A close decision will always go to the champion.
So that ended in a draw. Boring fight. New York fans were so disappointed. Waste of money. You know when you go to a fight and expecting like at least a knockout and it's a draw. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for the sports on our side. Shout out to Lani Serrero. Signs for Cape Town City. Cape Town, homebred star player. Ajax Cape Town went to Belgium, went all over the world. Now he's back at 34 years old. I don't know what people think that he's going to be doing, but remind you, Tulani Serrero is still a good player. But he is 34, so I don't want you guys to go crazy, but I mean, yeah.
Creamy is one of those good players, quality players, but also the age thing, man. South African football needs to move away from bringing aging stars back from Europe to take the place of a youngster who needs minutes.
It's not gonna work, Gents.
Serrero had his turn.
It's over.
But anyway, I want to go into one more sport. Just to touch on it, there were a lot of South African derbies in the United Rugby Championship. It's heating up now. The Lions beat the Sharks. What do you think about the Sharks? Why do you think the Sharks lose so many matches, but they have so many Springboks? It doesn't make sense. Is it a bit of like being too cool or what?
They do have a lot of star players, but I think same thing. Not playing the youngsters. It's a consistent thing happening across all boards. I mean, you can't still be starting Ebenetz. Maybe for South Africa. But for a Sharks team it's running, it's a quick competition. And there's a lot of games. Maybe put him in when we actually need him in the final or whatever. Right now, when we still cooking, not really. Also, I just saw now, talking about Sharks, they just signed Scaran Tombeni.
Wow, you see that?
Exactly. So, signing Scaran Tombeni, who's completely washed.
Two old hookers. Bongi Bonambi, and you have Scaran Tombeni now.
He's washed. It's over. I saw him at Orbs and shit. Let me say, washed, Poli, go. He's playing for Sharks. You get me? So, the nepotism with the homies and all of that, it's not going to work. Sharks, you're going to lose if you don't play the lightest. I see Sharks as a youth development team. There are very good young players in their team. But if you don't give them the chance, then you're going to lose against Lions.
Shouldn't be losing.
Shouldn't be losing against Lions.
But the Lions are good side now. It's okay.
Sharks shouldn't be losing against Lions.
They shouldn't be.
I'm not saying Lions are a bad team. I'm just saying Sharks.
Especially with the firepower they have, you're right. They shouldn't be. I mean, but the Lions are good. I mean, I like the wing, Quan Horn. I always had, growing up, I had this thing against white wingers. If you were white wingers, doesn't have gas. This boy has gas, this one. Kitchen finally. The Bulls narrowly lost to the Stormers. It was a very bad game. I don't know what's going on with the Bulls stadium, the pitch. Mutsepe and the Rich boys, they're supposed to lay the Loftus Fairfield pitch good. It was horrible. It was waterlogged. I mean, at that level, it shouldn't be waterlogged pitches.
Umchita's got too many issues, man. He doesn't have time to be looking at the rugby. He's busy with foreign trade and stuff like that. You get me? So he's on to other things. Yeah. Another game?
Yeah. Other good games were. I watched actually a little bit of the game of Leinster. Leinster is as usual in this competition extremely strong. They are going to be the team to beat in the United Rugby Championship.
Leinster.
Leinster. Anything on
No.
the peripherals? Anything from the Formula One side? Nothing.
Season starting, nothing yet. There's nothing much on the F1. It's just the season starts, I think, this Sunday? No, next Sunday.
Alright, now let's get into the quiz.
Yes.
Let's get into this week's quiz. So this week's quiz
Let's go.
is an Olympic trivia question. I told him that he needs to go study these Michael Phelps. I'll give you 10 questions to make it, I'll give you more chances to catching up. So each answered question I'll give him a point for. And we'll try to speed up. So we're doing 10 questions, quick time. First question. In which country did the Olympics originate? Why are you typing in? Don't type on the
I'm not tapping now. Which country? Japan.
I'll give you a hint. The capital is Athens. Greece. So there you go.
Greece.
So I'll give you at least one. Yeah.
Oh, it started in Greece. Oh, yeah, it makes sense that it started in Greece. I mean, the Olympic with the
rings.
Ish. What did I say, Japan? Oh, I don't know.
The circles, maybe.
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Let's go second question. This is not a nice question. I don't want to ask you too much. What colors are the Olympic rings?
Yellow, white, blue, red, black.
Wrong. Green.
What did I miss?
You missed green, you put white.
There's no white in Olympic colors.
Blue, yellow, black, green, and red. So you put white instead of green. And lucky. Let's go next one.
It's closer.
What do the 5 Olympic rings represent?
This nigga, bro. So Olympics, if you think about it,
it's really deep.
Nah, bro. Give a
hint.
Give me a hint.
So they intertwined, right? Meaning that these things are intertwined, playing together. They're playing and competing against each other. Big lumps of populations are playing against each other. Each ring is a big lump of a population. Won't tell you what lump or how the lump.
Are the colors coordinated with the countries?
There's not 5 countries though. But it's something along the lines of that. It's not a country. It was a 5 countries.
Nah, I won't get this.
Pause.
I can't say shit like positivity. And,
Nah, it's not that.
It's not that.
No, are you saying it's correct?
Nah, skip. What is it?
Great. Africa, the America, Asia, Europe, and Oceania.
Move on.
We move on. Which city has hosted the Olympic Games 3 times?
This is the most.
2. Sorry, there are 2 cities that have hosted
That have hosted the most.
3 times.
Paris, bro.
That's the number one. Second one is a
Paris has to be one. Number 2, is it a big one?
It's a big city. Also in Europe. Well, was in Europe, never mind. Also in Europe.
Paris and England.
England is not a city.
Paris and London, bro.
London. The Olympics were first held to honor which Greek god?
Zeus.
Hey. You're killing it. No more.
Zeus.
No more.
Zeus is number 1, bro. What do you mean? Alpha and Omega. That's 3. 3 or 4.
That's 3.
One more.
Let me see. Why were the Olympic Games cancelled in 1944?
Doesn't want
and
me to get it.
1940.
The reason they were cancelled in 1944 and 1940 was they were going to be hosted in Japan.
You love Japan, dog. And why is it?
Oh, it was the situation.
Which one?
Okay, let me not tap into
The
it.
bombs.
Nah, wait.
The
I was
bombs.
going to say, let me change. Why did I...
I just told you, dog.
Yeah,
Ah,
I said it though.
No,
I said it.
you're not getting
I said
information.
it. I said it.
It's World War II.
Oh, I said bombs though. I was
World
talking
War
about
II.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yes, it's World War
Oh,
II.
is it?
But you said you don't want to get into it.
No, I thought it was a political thing, bro.
Nah.
How did I know that? I told y'all. They never believed in me.
I don't give you that.
No, that's mine. I
Ah,
said in Japan there was a situation. I know the situation, but you don't really want to talk about it because it's like a deep thing. It's like, say those people, they feel it. But because now I'm making it as a joke.
Okay, last question.
4.
Last question. South Africa participated in which Olympic Games for the first time since 1960? I'll give you.
Is it 19 or 20 in the 2000s?
It's in the 90s.
In the 90s, post Mandela or pre Mandela?
Very, depending on what post Mandela you're talking about.
Nigga.
Post election, post prison, post Robert
The
Island,
video of him
post-
walking outside doing this.
So, post Victor Verster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
1996.
He was already the president in 6.
Huh?
So that's wrong. He was already president
What's
in
the answer?
92. Fuck. So at least he got 4. At least he got 4. At least he got 4. Whack.
Thank you guys.
I
Yo.
almost asked you what year did that NBA Dream Team participate. I was like, nah.
Nah, you're gonna cook me with that one.
Ah, you don't know the Dream Team was in 92?
No.
Oh, NBA fans all around the world.
I
Shake
do
your
know.
headphones, man.
Guys, episode 17, yet again. Thank you for the support. It's been hot again. I said, please supply Amans. You know, bro, water bottle 20 rand each. I mean, if you times 20 rand by the people that are watching the show, which is like 20 people, and then times 20. Come on, that's so many water bottles.
Shout out to you guys. Let's leave this begging nigga right here. Shout out to you guys. Shout out. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing, watching our podcast, taking your time and engagement to two guys talk shit about sport. The playground chat. Shout out to Cloudy Delivery for the space once again. See you next week.
Same time, same place.
They try me, Brian Habana. Shawty try me, I want now Vala. Two besides close on the hammer, doesn't look to the sky, cause the stars gonna guide me. I got the fire that's burning inside of me. Hot nigga, I make the kernel stop popping. Yeah, never corny. Utuli bondo and I make a horny. Fuck that, I'm going hard, wanting glory. Niggas I know to be on them, no corners. Plotting and scheming, they ask for the bonding. Kakali jiza o kabuli goni. Yeah, I tell the baddies I got it. Bougie as fuck, yeah, when I got it. She check the drip, yeah, cancel I got it. Ball main dress shirt, vintage designer. Poorly.